Hello everyone, this is Julian from France. So this is the first time I record a tutorial in English, so be kind for my bad French accent. I will really try to be as much clear as possible. So this is my Artstation. You can have a look on it, your GeoG Chopper. Here it's my Blender network page. You can see that I train since a long time in France and usually in French. And for this tutorial we will have a look on how texture model. So it's a face model like this. You will have this file in the links of the videos. And so we will start to find a good reference image. You just do a 3D face reference on Google and you will have this reference image, and we will use this one, so I did download it already, to texture this model with the texture paint mode. And so we'll select this object. Be sure that it's UVM wrapped already, so I did it already. There are a lot of tutorials on this, and see if you want to search on internet. So I go to texture paint mode and Blender tells me that there is missing data because I have no image to paint on it. So I add a paint slot, diffuse color, I call it face color. Okay, and I put 2048, and I will select a kind of skin color as a base, and I have my first texturing. Okay, it's done, let's go. So thank you. So let's continue. We will go and search this image that I have here already. So here, if you want, yeah, maybe, thank you. And so I just click and drag and add this image into Blender. And so after we will use the stencil option. So if you have this texture as a texture for a brush, so we put the normal brush, the texture brush, the default one, and we will go to texture, add a new texture, we will call it face. Okay, and after rename this texture like this. It will be easy to find here. When you go here, you go brush face and you have your texture here. Then you just have to select your image here and you have your image into your brush. So now what to do next? So if you don't know texture paint mode, just to have a look on the different normal features, if you click on F, you will increase or decrease the size of the brush, and Shift F, you will decrease or increase the strength of the brush. And by default, if I remove this texture that I did, you just have a white color with a strength of 0.7. So it will do this. And into my face color here, you can see the result. So we will do more than this, and we will use our texture. By default, if you use this, Blender make a tiled mapping, so it's not what we want and it's useless for our purpose. So what we will do is to make it with stencil. And with stencil, what we see something strange happening into our interface, and we have alpha image in the background, and we can see that it's stretched and it takes a quarter of the interface. What is this? So this image, you can move it with the right click button, and manage it with a right click button. The first thing to do is to do image aspect. Like this, the image has a good size ratio. So what we do now is with right click we can move it, with shift right click we can scale it, and with control right click we can turn it, rotate it, and we have all these options here. So if you want to reset the transform, you reset the transform and it goes back here. So I do image aspect and I go in front, view, numpad 1. Just verify you are not in perspective but in orthographic with 5, numpad 5. And then after you, with right click and shift right click and right click again, you go until your eyes, and I go a little, I zoom a little in just to show you better. So until your eyes are just in front the eyes and your mouth is in the right place too. And then when you have this, you just do a big, you just select here and put 1 and you just make a big brush. Just like that. Just as a base to start. To see how it looks, you can have a look like this and change here the tool, because like this you don't have the weird image on the background. So here it's not bad for starting. And now we'll do the side. So let's go on the side, view, and then take again the texture, move the right click, and the same as the other with shift click and right click. Just do a first big so here we'll try to make the corner of the eyes here and add a first big right click here like that. Okay, I take this and after I move it a little just to put the here in the right place here. Okay, it's not bad, and we continue until we paint everything. The goal is to not have this base color that we had in the beginning. So what's happening now? I'm good for this side, but what we see it's that if we move it again there, it's that the other side has nothing. What we can do to help for this, it's to come back to this one and go to the options here and remove the occlude options of the project paint. Like this you can just make a big brush, the same, exactly the same, but it will paint the other side too, and this is very important to manage our model, so it will be easier for this option. Then on the top I will do something like this and then move it a little to have this information that will be helpful after. And what we have now is this, so maybe a little here, this place. Okay, it's not that bad for start. So the purpose of this is to have a base to refine after our texturing, because for now if we look at it, I will re-put the occlude option, and if we look at it with the clone tool, so we see that I did forget a lot here, and here that there are bad transitions, still some bad texturing here, so we will do our best to do it better. So I come back to texture, and with this big, I just have a look on the other side. If I put this option, don't be stupid, Julian, please. Some people are watching you. Okay. Okay, it's not that bad. So now we can re-put this option back and come back here and come back there. So what we have to do now is to refine this texture. You can see a difference of tone here, a value maybe you say in English, I don't know, that we will have to manage. And here behind the here it's weird, and here on the top it's weird too. So if you have others images that you can use to manage this place, the top of the hand and the back, it can be good to use it. For our purpose, I will just show you now what we have with this. Maybe we can use a little of this just before start again the refinement. Yeah, we can maybe use a little of this here, this hairs here. So let's try to do on the back. Okay, just a little, and after anyway we will refine everything. And maybe on the top view, on the front view, sorry, I will reset transform and put back image aspect. Okay, maybe here we can use this as a good start on the top. Okay, it can be a little confusing when you're not used to it to use this option, but let's be clear, it's a very good feature in Blender. So after, let's go to the clone option. The clone option, you just make it's a little like Photoshop tool. So when you do a control click somewhere, you copy this information somewhere. So I will put something not too strong here, 0.6 maybe can be good. And after I do just a few clicks here, I take this information and I clean here this, just to make a smooth transition and to erase bad spots or things like that if needed. Okay, the goal is to keep as much as possible of informations of the texture, so don't go too far with this, because after you remove too much things and in the end you have nothing good, huh? So for the little details you will lose everything, so be careful of this. And here for the nose I do the same, just add a little here. Maybe I will take this color, so control click here, and after I put this color here, that will be more natural inside. Okay, it's not that bad. So sometimes you have to do the big turn everywhere, turn around, what's good, what's wrong. Okay, but for what we have now, it can be good. It can be a good start. What we will do now is to manage the ears here and the earrings here. So the earrings, it's simple. You do exactly the same system that I made here. I take the information just here and put it back here. Take a little of this. So this tool is really powerful. It can be very useful. Same for that. Okay, and for here, behind the ears, we can put this option here, like that. Okay, same thing here. I take the information of the hairs and put it back there. So now For the back here we can manage with clone too, but with maybe less strain, and manage it like that. Okay. And if you want sometime to blur things, there is a blur tool in Blender, but I don't like it too much because it doesn't really make what I want. Usually I use more the... what's wrong there? Ah, yeah, okay. Usually I use another tool. I will show you now. Just a minute. Okay. So if I see this part is a little weird, and I want just to blur it a little to make it smoother, what I can do is just to take the smear tool. Smear tool is a little like the in Photoshop, like the finger tool, and when you do something very strong, you see that you move everything like this. But here with 0.2 it makes a kind of blurry effect, and it's very good to, you see, remove bad details sometimes. So this is a very good option for that. So that's it. This is how you texture a face in Blender with this tool texturing option. You have after an image here. I do it in object mode, and this texture, don't forget to save it by use F3 shortcut and save it somewhere to save your texture somewhere. If not, you will lose all the information you did put in this image. So that's it for this tutorial. Have a good day.